Hey everyone, welcome to Monday afternoon's edition of Weather for Weather Geeks. I'm back in the saddle on my regular shift for a couple of days anyway, and then it's back to mornings for a while. But in the meantime, I hope you had a good weekend, and the weather has certainly taken a turn for the cold. Kind of just a miserable looking day out there today. Very little, if any, sunshine. A lot of thick clouds, chilly temperatures, and of course we started the day with a little bit of freezing drizzle that did cause some problems on untreated surfaces, sidewalks, parking lots, your car, things like that. We had a little glaze of ice at the start of the day. I wanted to show you this map because I was a little surprised to see this, but through the first 8 days of the month, temperatures in the eastern U.S. have actually been above average. Hard to believe considering how cold it's gotten, but we're still a little above average for the first 8 days of December from roughly the Mississippi River on east. Of course, it's been very cold out west. I suspect that this map will look a lot different in a couple of weeks once we've gotten more days under our belts. December overall is certainly trending colder than average for the next several days, taking us into the middle of the month. We've got more snow on the ground now across the country than we've had on this date for at least 10 years. The good records go back about 10 years on this. And here's a map I posted on social media just a little while ago this afternoon showing the snow cover across the U.S. It's widespread in the west. We've got snow on the ground all the way down into north-central Texas and just south of the Ohio River, and taking us right up into the northeast. And of course, here in northeast Ohio and western PA, we've still got a little snow on the ground, not much. It's pretty much, of course, confined to grassy areas and especially north-facing grassy areas at this point. I think we'll add a little more to those totals this week. Well, as I record this afternoon at about 2:25, here's what it looks like. A thick blanket of clouds all over the place here. What we have on the map today is a cold front out in here, and behind that front, temperatures, well, you guessed it, they're cold. It's close to freezing right now here in the Mahoning and Shenango valleys, and it's in the 20s and even teens back to the west. This is the air mass that's coming in, and this is going to come in a couple of waves this week. Cold for the next couple of days, and then really cold for the middle of the week. And we've been talking about this for several days now, that the middle of this week will be very, very chilly. Now, as I bring up the radar here, you can see that there's not much going on. Maybe you'll see a stray flurry out there this afternoon. That's about it. Got a few more widespread snow showers. This is lake-enhanced snow shower activity up in Michigan. They, of course, had snow all over the place in the Mid-Atlantic states yesterday. Mid-Atlantic states a little quieter today, but they're getting more snow by tomorrow. We'll talk about that in just a second. Let me take off the pressure analysis here, and we'll just take a quick gander at temperatures across the Midwest. It's just bone-chilling cold. It's in the single digits, both above and below zero this afternoon, and then you go up into Canada, and this isn't as bad as it was a couple of days ago, but it's still anywhere from 5 below up to 20 below in a lot of places. The cold is going to kind of reload over the next few days, and it'll build over here across the pole and over into Siberia, and that really bad shot of cold air is still on track to come on down the pike, kind of like this, Wednesday night, and heading into the day on Thursday. All right, so let's take off the current information. We'll bring up a high-resolution model here, and we'll talk about what the radar is going to look like going into the future. And you're not going to see much here across our neck of the woods. I'll roll this forward to tonight in the middle of the night, about 3 o'clock in the morning. Little light snow out there tonight with a wave of low pressure and a front kind of moving in this direction. I could see where we get a candy coating out of this. An inch might be pushing it, half an inch, a little more realistic in a lot of places. That's 3 a.m. Here's 6 a.m. tomorrow morning. It's kind of shrinking away. Now, this will be more substantial snow out here, and they're going to get hit with another few inches at least in some major cities tomorrow, D.C., Baltimore, Philly. That's going to screw up a lot of commutes tomorrow. But for us, again, this is mostly tonight, and it's mostly just a candy coating, a fresh little coating on the grass. And I'll roll this forward to tomorrow afternoon. By then, we're high and dry. So might get a little coating of snow that you need to brush off, first thing tomorrow morning as you head off to work and school. But otherwise, no big deal, really. So let's talk about what's going to happen then as we head later into the week. Well, here's tomorrow evening's map with snow exiting the eastern seaboard Tuesday evening and a bunch of lake effects setting up here downwind of some of the Great Lakes. And this is going to be one of those lake effect situations this week that's going to be aimed more in kind of a west-east fashion than a north-to-south fashion like this. So big accumulations of lake effect snow this week will be really confined to the lakeshore counties, Ashtabula, Lake County, heading over towards Erie, Pennsylvania, and then especially up into southwestern New York. So that's Tuesday evening. Then we'll go ahead to Wednesday, and this is when our next Arctic front's moving in, Wednesday afternoon. And this, we could see a general quick coating to an inch of snowfall out of this Wednesday afternoon as the Arctic front arrives, and then it's going to be primarily lake effect driven after that for the day Thursday. And again, most of it's going to be up in Ashtabula County, up into Erie, Pennsylvania, Chautauqua, Cattaraugus counties in southwestern New York. That's where this is going to kind of be aimed. Most of the WFMJ viewing area does not have to worry about much lake effect snow this week, but of course we do have to worry about the cold. Uneventful for the end of the week, aside from the cold. As we roll into the weekend, here's Saturday's map, Saturday morning. And at this point, we got a kind of a weak warm front in through here, and this may bring some, enough snow to break out the shovels at the start of the weekend. This is Saturday afternoon, Saturday evening. Not a big storm, but it's only Monday, so hate to hazard too specific of a guess at this point. But, I suspect Saturday could be a day where we have the chance of picking up a few inches worth of snow, but plenty of time to tweak that. By Saturday night, Sunday morning, this will turn into kind of a bigger storm, I think, for the East Coast, at least according here to the GFS model. With a low-pressure system here, this could be a big snow event up in New England, but probably not for here. Maybe we'll get a few inches. After that, another shot of cold air, but otherwise uneventful. All right, here's a couple of snow maps I'm going to show you real quickly based on the NAM model. And I mentioned the Mid-Atlantic states, some major cities, Philly, D.C. You can see a few inches of snow tomorrow. Here's the total snow accumulations through tomorrow evening. Not much more than a coating here, but you start to get into some 2, 3, 4-inch amounts, maybe 5, once you're into southeastern Pennsylvania and over towards maybe New York City. So that's through tomorrow evening. And then this is through Wednesday evening. And notice what happens Wednesday. That lake effect really starts firing up. And as I said, this is going to be kind of a west to east type of event. Not much of a northerly component to this. So, boy, Erie, Pennsylvania could get slammed. The southern suburbs of Buffalo could get slammed. The Turnpike, I-90, yikes. Southwest New York, northern Pennsylvania. You don't want to hit that on Wednesday if you can avoid it, but not much for a lot of northeast Ohio away from the immediate lakeshore. All right, that's weather for Weather Geeks on this Monday. Check out my forecast tonight on 21 News at 6 and 11. And another edition of this very video for you Weather Geeks will be posted tomorrow afternoon. I'll see you then.